Hello, everyone. This is Paul Gaither. This is Madden NFL 2002. We are in our 49ers franchise, year number 2. And that's right, it's the moment we've been waiting for. The playoffs have arrived in our franchise. And it's time for our San Francisco 49ers to prove their mettle against the Philadelphia Eagles. A team who, and if I get a chance to go over here, kicked our teeth in 41-27 in week 12 just a few weeks ago. But this time, we have home field advantage and a raucous crowd behind us for the playoffs. What you did in the regular season doesn't matter when the postseason begins. Will our 49ers be able to turn the tables on the Eagles and secure a spot in the divisional round of the playoffs? We know it's going to be a battle of grit and determination. So get ready for an epic clash between two very talented teams. Before we jump into the game, I want to get some things out of the way first. To begin with, pretty sure we're locked in with our sliders. Gotta love it. Pro Bowl. We'll look at that when the Pro Bowl comes. Yearly, the same thing as it comes down to the All-Madden team and the MVP awards. We're going to treat all of that the week before the Super Bowl for the MVP awards and all of that. However, we're going to take a look at the other games, the other slate of games in front of us. We're going to simulate them through. We're going to have our matchups, and then we'll dive into today's game. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Who do you have? Ravens, Steelers. On paper, this should be a Ravens, easy victory, and they're at home. I would be stupid not to pick the Ravens. And it turns out, I must be dumb, because they beat them down 33-17. The black and gold fans on the road must be traveling well and going in style, sending the Ravens packing to the offseason. What a ball game. No, we cannot look at the score box. It just doesn't exist. The 8-8 Rams, the greatest show on turf, is not so great in our 2 seasons of Madden 2002. They will be playing against the 10-6 Giants. That's right, because the way things lay out, we have to have a division winners, we have to have all of that. The Giants at 10-6 apparently have won the tiebreaker with the Philadelphia Eagles, and they are apparently the Eastern Division champions, and they will host the Rams. So, I would say on paper, we got to go with the Rams. We just got disappointed, and hey, the road team did win with the Steelers. Who do you have in this one? Let me know. Wow, what a battle. I was right to go with the Rams, so I'm 1-1 in my predictions. 34-31. That would have been a heck of a game to play and watch, wouldn't it have? And now we've got the Titans, an 11-5 team, going on the road to face the Miami Dolphins. So again, when we're just looking at the team matchups on paper, I got to go with the road team. You think the road teams are going to sweep? Well, the Eagles should beat us. Got to go with at least one home team, don't you think? At least one home team. But on paper, the Titans have the edge. I'm going to roll the dice and root for the home team here. And I was right to do so. Miami advances by 1 score, 31-24. And now, it's time for our matchup. The Wildcard round, we can't even look ahead to the next round. Are you ready? Let's do this. So when the 49ers traveled to Philadelphia in Week 12, they were embarrassed, losing 41-27. But now, they have a chance for revenge. And you bet that we're going to be looking to avenge that loss. This game means everything And the 49ers are going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. They'll be looking to make a statement and prove that they are a much better team than the one that they lost to in Philadelphia, the one that they were played as when they lost in Philadelphia. Let's take a moment to talk about the coaching connection in this game. Both head coaches have a connection that dates back to their time together in Green Bay. Steve Mariucci was an assistant coach under Andy Reid, and they remained friends ever since. Now, my understanding is that's not quite true. See, I've asked for help writing this. My understanding is Steve Mariucci was the quarterback's coach under Mike Holmgren, and Andy Reid was the offensive line and tight ends coach. And when Steve Mariucci went to Cal to be the quarterback coach there, Andy Reid, a year after that, would become the quarterback's coach for the Green Bay Packers. Now they're going to be facing each other in the playoffs, and you can bet that there will be some friendly trash talking between the two when they meet on the sidelines. But now that this game has started, all bets are off. Both coaches will be doing everything they can do to outsmart the other and lead their team to victory. We see Jeff Garcia in the huddle organizing this offense. Let's see how the 49ers, who receive the ball first, start this game. Near formation, under center, play action, and a pass. That is complete and is worthy of a second look, even by the automatic replay system, to Terrell Owens. Both teams are led by talented quarterbacks who are having an overall great season. For the 49ers, their quarterback has been putting up big numbers all year long. Meanwhile, the Eagles quarterback, Donovan McNabb, has been equally impressive. It's going to be a battle of two of the best quarterbacks in the league, and whoever comes out on top will likely lead their team to victory. We have a pitch to the right. The blocks are set up, and only number 40 misses when he tries to block Jeremiah, the Bullfrog Trotter. Trotter, slow to get up, appears to be injured on the play. We might have to get some feedback on that injury as the game progresses. And we're getting inside the first minute of the game being played. We have a single back, tight end to the right. I'm assuming two receivers to the left. Eagles remain in their base defense. The corner blitzed and is unable to bring Kevin Barlow down. However, he is able to slow down the opponent long enough to have his teammates come in and finish the play. Setting up a second down. We're going to have ourselves a great battle in the trenches. That was Corey Simon with the stop, or at least he was the one focused on. Back to throw. To the left. Looks like a pass interference call. Owens makes the catch. It's going to be declined as they're going to get 5 extra yards beyond where that penalty took place. And as I mentioned, this game will be fought in the trenches. The 49ers have a dominant defensive line that we've drafted that's been wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks and running games all season long, while the Eagles have a strong offensive line protecting their quarterback that opens up holes for their running back, especially their feature back, Deuce Staley. Whatever team wins the battle in the trenches will likely come out on top in this game. It's going to be a physical, hard-fought battle, and every yard is going to count. And that's not to take anything away from this fantastic Eagles defensive line. And from a perspective of 2023, the Eagles constantly work on having a fantastic defensive line. Speaking of which, Davis in for the quick pressure and the quick sack. So we're going to have ourselves a new situation. 2nd and 15 after the sack. 3-by-1 set, sending Owens in motion. Owens is our slot receiver. I thought it was going to be 3-by-1. It was, it was 2 receivers to the right. But anyway, we've got a completion out to the left, out to J.J. Stokes. Yeah, I thought it was 3-by-1, but actually without the tight end. because I saw I formation, I thought it was going to be that. My mistake. But we pick up some really good yards to set up 3rd and 3. We pick up 12 to recover from that sack. Garcia's still back to throw, still looking, and he's going to be sacked, or a gain of 1, a gain of inches to prevent the sack on the statistics sheet. Regardless, it's the same player, number 93. And we're going for it on 4th down. Gutsy, aggressive decision. I hope it's not just some garbage run call up the middle to get stuffed. It's at least a toss. Some of those tosses are quite good, and this is going to be one of them. A gutsy call to go for it on 4th and about 4. Look at those season stats by Kevin Barlow. They motor chains. And the 49ers are going to set up just outside the red zone, just outside the 20-yard line, inside the 21. 7-10 and counting to play in the quarter. Ace formation, draw, penalty, most likely holding. It is. It's our left guard, Boston, our rookie. And that's going to send us back 10 yards. Worst thing is, even with the hold, it's not even like it mattered. It was away from the play on a run to the right, and the play didn't gain anything. So we're going to be backed up with 1st, 20, outside the red zone, at least remaining in field goal range, under 7 to play, near formation tight end and the halfback to the right. Fullback dive on 1st and 10. I don't know who's calling these plays. I do not understand the logic or rationale behind some of these play calls. So, 2nd and 19, or essentially the full 20. I formation, but 3 wide receivers, no other tight end. Owens is in the slot, came across the formation. Garcia back to throw, looking to the left side, looking for Owens, and that classic, not an accurate pass, going for the one-handed catch that he can't see animation. And this one again results in something incomplete. That's going to lead us to 3rd and long. Not a lot of plays in the playbook to gain 19 yards in one play. I formation, tight end right, and a false start to go with it. Just isn't that wonderful? Isn't that dandy?
Prior to the snap, false start, number 79. Offense, that's a 5-yard penalty.
So we're going to be backed up even more. Going to face 3rd and, 24? And we're going with an I formation pass play. Awesome. That's just so great. An I formation pass play. Can't imagine why that didn't work. What a tactical genius of a call that was. Well, here is why we paid Jason Elam big bucks to come out here to line us up and get us on the board on our first possession. Kick is away, and hey, go Niners. Points on the board, 14 plays, almost 5 minutes off the play clock, off the game clock. And, yeah, got some points. Back from commercial break. Obviously, it wasn't a commercial break. The kick is away. It's been returned out past the 20-yard line. Donovan McNabb And the Philadelphia Eagles offense is going to take over from the 24-yard line with their chance to respond. Niners with a base 3-4 defense. McNabb with plenty of time to throw. And gets a nice completion to number 80 across the middle of the field. That's going to set up a second and short situation. Niners remain in a base 3-4 defense with their linebackers. It's a strong unit. Tight end across the formation. Pitch out to that side. And speaking of which, trying to tackle Deuce Staley for a big loss. Staley gets away from Peterson's first contact, but Zach Bronson finishes up and still cleans it up in the backfield. There's Zach Bronson. Flexing, rightfully so. The first guy can't finish it, the second guy does. The pitch plays are extra effective in Madden 2002 because the pursuit is weak. 49ers remain in the base 3-4. Eagles in a passing formation with split backs. It's a play action. Do they buy it? The pressure is coming. The ball is completed after being bobbled, and yet he's still open enough that he's able to complete the catch and then find his way past the marker to move the chains. This 49ers defense is good, but they're just not good enough. The pressure gets close to the quarterback but doesn't sack them. They're close to the receivers, but then they don't tackle them. They hit the running backs and fail to bring them down. Everything is just on the cusp of greatness, but not great. Finally, we got a good pass breakup there, intended for, I believe, their fullback, number 37. Second and 10 situation, likely to be a run play. We'll see if the Eagles are going to try to go pass in this situation. 4:05 left in the first quarter. It is a run, as predicted. Runs over the safety, Lance Schulters, and has to run into a pile of bodies with traffic off the right-hand side. That means collectively they'll only have 2 positive yards rushing, though that run, I believe, went for 3 or 4 at least. Facing around, I think, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. So the ball went for 3. They had -1 before that play. Strong eye right. McNabb counting it off, throwing the ball to the right side, makes the completion to the fullback, but it's not going to be enough to make the change. The 49ers defense comes up big, forces a punt on this first drive. That should set up 4th down. Am I wrong? Okay, yeah, it sets up 4th down. Yeah, that was 3rd and 7. For a second, I thought I saw the Eagles still out there. They were going to go for it, but I was mistaken. Fair catch. Ball's just going to go out of the back of the end zone. The generic new record that it never saves. It doesn't, like, it just never saves the records. So for it to actually be broken. Like, every time they kick that ball, it's like, it's a record. That's another problem. 1st and 10, 2:54 in the in the quarter. Near formation to the right, sending the wide receiver across the formation. Garcia's going to call the fullback handoff for the second time today. I do not mind getting Fred Beasley involved in the game. I don't mind that. Involved in that situation is fine. I don't know what they were thinking when they had 1st and 20 and they wanted to cram out the fullback up the middle. We've got to find better fullback runs if we want to do that. No tight ends, 3 wide receivers, Owens in the slot to the right. It is a pass, clearly. The pass is to the right. This one intended for Ty Streets. Now Garcia will be 3 of 6 attempts for 32 yards and will be facing a 3rd and basically 9 or 10 yards. After incomplete and then the 1st down run for almost nothing. The Niners defense gave the offense a chance to extend this lead. What are they going to respond with? More I-formation passing. Not a fan of I-formation passing in the playbook. They're able to make the completion over the middle. That's a heck of an execution. This to the tight end. Rest in peace to Clark. Gets back, hits his back step, and we do have an option with Owens. We've got a swing out to Garrison Hurst at the end of Garcia's dropback, but he holds it, and then is able to fire it in there. Yes, I do not like passing out the I formation because there are a few plays, but a lot of really bad ones. A lot of really bad ones in the playbook. And here we go, I formation again. Is this going to be a run? Is it going to be a pitch play? It's another pass. This one off to the left-hand side, broken up by the Eagles secondary, intended for Owens. So we're going to identify which play this was. They are in twins. They're in, yes, twins left. Owens in the slot. Kind of a scissor action over here. And this is bad ball placement because there's a way to get the ball out here to Owens. There's a way to get the ball thrown into this bubble over the linebacker. Jeff Garcia, 93 accuracy, slider settings, 20 out of 20 accuracy. Still bad ball placement. 4 of 8, 45 yards, 2nd and 10. You'd think a run is coming here to be balanced. And it is a run, and it is a pitch weak side when the defense stays in the base 4-3 and not respecting the 3 wide receivers. That is how you just get backed up. So, again, not very good play calling. And we have ourselves another crucial 3rd down. How will the offense respond after losing 4 on that run? Garrison Hurst, the 3rd down running back, is in there. Ty Streets is in the slot and is in motion. The Eagles in the nickel defense. A throw deep down the left-hand side. And it's just not on target for Owens. This is a common problem on the deep shots to Owens on the left side. He catches a few. But despite the accuracy, despite the slider settings, we still have inaccurate balls. That's going to call for the punting team. And a squandered opportunity after the 49ers defense hands them good field position and an opportunity to extend the lead. Eagles respond. Niners have 4 first downs to the Eagles 1. McNabb and the offense were forced to punt last time. Their defense has given them a gift and only down by 3. A touchdown will obviously take the lead. Single back, tight end to the right. Sending the wide receiver in motion across the formation. Now counting it out. Get off the weak side and gets completely cleaned up by Julian Peterson. This is a common theme in Madden 2002. The defense comes out in a base defense. The offense does not decide to pass against them. They decide to run weak side against an unblocked linebacker, and you just get chopped up for a loss of 2 to 4 yards. Really bad strategy by the video game. High formations, twin left. Pressure coming early. Pressure completed. The sack is going to go to our rookie, Valentine, who hardly even actually tackles Thomas McNabb. What a wonky fall down animation there. Sets up 3rd and 16. The base defense is as it is, as we can see. And it's just kind of a blitz. Both the Sam and Mike blitz. So this looks like the classic cover 1 Sam Mike play. Come off the edge. John Runyon and everyone has to respect this edge blitz from Jamie Winborn, forcing him to step up in the pocket and pretty much just bumps. Doesn't even tackle because they're engaged. Just bumps a defender. And the game says, oh, that's a tackle. Very clumsy. 3rd and 16. Ball backed up inside their 20. And the first quarter is ticking away. Will they get the ball off? Will they let it go to the end of the first? They will get the play off with pressure. Pressure by Engelberger. Still is able to complete it, get up, and run for yards after the catch. Engelberger just runs over John Runyon, which is a ridiculous thing to see. Don't know what else to do. That just comes back to this game's version of breaking the block, right? John Runyon is like a legendary player. You're going to tell me that John Engelberger, of all people, knocked him down? Still, that's a heck of a play that happened on film. The defense comes up big again, this time setting up 4th and 7. It's the end of the first quarter, and the 49ers out to a small lead, 3-0, after 1 to play. 11 minutes left in the half. Eagles set up to punt, facing 4th and 11. Both teams have had the ball twice. The Eagles have failed to cross midfield. The Niners came away with a single field goal. They were pressuring the Eagles' defense when they committed 2 big penalties to kill that first possession. Eagles' defense remains in the base 4-3. 49ers with an ace formation, twin tight ends, sending Clark, rest in peace, to the left-hand side to double wing left. It's a handoff there with a pulling guard. Barlow just churning his legs, continuing to move the ball forward, picks up good yardage on the ground, and that will cause the clock to start running. Roughly 5 yards, about 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, 4 yards gained. Far formation, tight end to the right, but halfback to the left. We don't see this formation very often. And they're going to throw, rolls out to the right, and puts the ball up in the air. Stokes is able to basically moss the defender, not in the end zone, but he's able to out-leap the defender and come down with that grab. Gets the ball past the 45, close to midfield. Will they be able to advance the ball past that midfield stripe? Single back tight end right, sending the wide receiver in motion, and it's a play action as the receiver goes through the offensive line, and Stokes another leaping grab, mossing his defender yet again. I wonder how often the 49ers are going to work that matchup, because on 2 plays in a row, it has been in their favor. Stokes is not a small receiver. We can see the obvious height advantage over Troy Vincent. Almost a complete helmet above. Not completely the shoulder pads, but pretty darn close. So even when he puts his hands up, he's without even jumping, his hands are over the head of Troy Vincent there. I'm unable to look directly at Troy Vincent's information, maybe for tackles, but 6'4", 217. Defense, there we have. Bobby Taylor, Troy Vincent, 6 foot, so a 4-inch advantage right there. And their other corner, though, is 6'3", Bobby Taylor. He might want to find his way to match up against Terrell Owens, but they're both 6'3", so that's more even. So maybe it is a really good decision to just work that height advantage, work that alignment. 1st and 10, 9:25 and counting in the half. I formation. It's another pass. This one to the tight end goes nowhere. What kind of scheme are they looking for here? Back to throw. We're just kind of looking at nothing. We can't really determine what the other routes are, but no one's really open. I'm not even sure why this ball has been thrown at the time that it was thrown. I don't know if it's supposed to be a curl, what it's supposed to be, but he gets wide open. If I were the coach, I'd say keep working that J.J. Stokes matchup because Troy Vincent, all due respect to the real man, the video game version of Troy Vincent, just does not have an answer for Stokes today. 2nd and 10, 9-19, more I formation, tight end to the right. Back to throw, again from I formation, launches it out there, trying to feed the tight end, overthrows it. That's going to set up 3rd and 10. As we look, at least Vincent here is not letting Stokes run by him. But what is this play? I'm pretty sure I know exactly what this play is, as we see the comeback here, and we see the route by the fullback. That is a play where I would send my fullback to be to the right of the tight end for that out-breaking route after you have the other clear outs, the tight end and J.J. Stokes, the X clear out, and then you've got the fullback underneath. 3 wide receivers, single back, Ty Streets in motion across the formation, doesn't even make it across the formation, it's just thrown out to the right, that goes nowhere, that sets up 4th and 10. Are they going to go for the field goal? We're not sure. The pressure is coming in very quickly here as no one really blocks Corey Simon, I believe. So that probably causes Jeff Garcia to hurry with his decision, and it's just thrown into nowhere, nowheresville. So I could see Corey Simon's pressure forcing it. Garcia just had the vision to dodge and evade the pressure, and just kind of a give-up play there. They're going to go for the punt, even inside the 40-yard line. They're going to ask to punt even on the other side of the 40. On the 38-ish. Do we at least get the coffin corner? What's the official spot for this ball? Inside the 10. So not a complete coffin corner, not inside the 5. It looks like it was going to be a better kick than that. Still, not terrible. Ball on the 9-ish, 8 3/4. Nothing to shot to the right. Pitch to the right. The safety? No, not a safety. But Julian Peterson punishes the Eagles for trying to pitch against a base defense, especially a pitch essentially weak side. Ball just outside the 1-yard line. The camera focusing on Mr. Circle Game himself. Ace formation, back to throw to the right-hand side. Gets it, completes it to the tight end, and they get past the first down marker. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Great job by the Eagles. Terrible job by the 49ers. Congratulations, Eagles. Congratulations, Chad Lewis. I said Clark. Clark's our tight end. Chad Lewis. Congratulations to McNabb. Moving the chains in a crucial situation. Speaking of which, they're going right back to him. They're just going to keep feeding their tight end. Chad Lewis getting it done. Dissecting the 49ers defense. Second and 6. Inside 8 minutes to play. Yeah, just going to keep slinging it. Rightfully so. Almost makes the connection. Todd Pinkston. Pinkston just doesn't have the hands to bring it in. They said this Eagles roster often was just missing one great wide receiver. They were one great wide receiver away from being a talented team, and that's when they added Terrell Owens in real life and made it to the Super Bowl. Strong eye right, still going to keep it in McNabb's hands, throwing it, and continues to feed Lewis, rightfully so. I believe that's going to set up 4th down. I believe I had a pass to Lewis, incomplete to Pinkston, and that 3rd down, yes, it was 3rd down, to Lewis, did not move the chains. 3-0, a much tighter game than I think anyone anticipated going into this one. These kinds of games can erupt at any minute, but it has been a defensive battle on both sides of the ball. 49ers' most success was on their first possession. The Eagles struggling to move it to midfield. Credit to the Niners defense, who gave up 41 points in their meeting in the regular season, has given up a big goose egg so far. Absolutely nothing is what they've given up. Twins to the left, tight end to the right, sending the receiver in motion, throwing out to the left. He's got Owens, but he's going to drop it incomplete. That's going to set up second down. Alright, so part of doing commentary, living with a family, wonderful to see my wife, and we're back to the game. I was watching the plays. It looks like we had an incomplete pass to Terrell Owens and then a run off to the right for 6 yards by Kevin Barlow. We have another near formation to the right. This one is a passing play. Garcia gets it out, and it's just off the hands of the tight end. Off the hands of Clark. You know, when you've got Stokes and you've got Owens and you've got all these weapons and you're going to the tight end, I'm not quite sure what the thought process is here. That's going to set up fourth down. And there's a combination between good defense and failure to execute on offense. As we see, the pass is away, the read is made, and it's just throwing into the tight end's elbow. You can blame the tight end for not having a good catch animation there, but Garcia makes the read, finds the open man, and is just unable to deliver a catchable ball to his target, and his target unable to have body control to make the catch that's required of him. I wonder what aspect the game looks. Patrick Tillman gets kick-catch interference there. I don't know what determines the catch animations in this game, but the catch animations are pretty bad in 02, and they get better in 03 and 04 and beyond. But that was just another one of those like elbow passes. Like, here, you're wide open, let me just get the ball to you, and then you're just like a derp animation. To a benefit, I think in some of the other Maddens, they actually try to solve it really horribly by having like suctioning the ball into the receiver's hands. This one, at least they kind of respect where the ball is being physically placed and where the animation is, and if it bounces off because it doesn't get to the hands. It's a toss out to the right. They really want to feed the fullback here. This reminds me of a few games that we've seen over the course of our franchise where the AI thinks that just feeding the fullback nothing plays is like the ideal situation. I like getting the fullback involved. I love the fullback, but get him involved when he's like blatantly wide open, right? Well, that is a tough catch off to the right-hand side, and that's going to move the chains, and that's going to set up 3 completions in a row for McNabb. Speaking about getting the ball past midfield, the Eagles take over with 5:30 left to play in the half. Ball in 35 and attacking. Continuing to throw the ball. This one is getting swatted by the defensive tackle. The nose tackle, Spoto, says, look, maybe you want to think about me at linebacker, huh? Dropping me into coverage. No one saw a nose tackle dropping into coverage. Certainly not McNabb. Probably wasn't even on his radar. Second and 10, Niners back to the 3-4 defense from the 4-3 previously. McNabb throwing out to the right. Not the most accurate of tosses. And we're going to set up a 3rd and 10 after a pair of incomplete passes. One swatted, the other one off target. Not very many running attempts by the Eagles, and those that are were not well planned tactically in the play calling. McNabb to throw again, predictably so. This one is complete, and this one will move the chains. And it's just so brutal, the attack that they're putting on the 49ers. Every time it looks like the defense is ready to make a stop, something happens. The Eagles are able to find some way to move the chains on this drive. The ball inside the red zone now officially, and there is the run to Deuce Staley, but he is taken down by the safety on his shoulders. The clock will continue to run. Eagles comfortably in field goal range, looking to get a minimum of a tie score if they're held to a field goal attempt. That's what the 49ers would like to see. It's just a field goal. San Francisco remains in the base defense. Eagles handing it off to the right again. And I don't know how much of it's awareness and how much of it is really just the video game with its bad pursuit angles. We have a lot of speed here at linebacker, but instead of properly defending this run, we just kind of knife in and have no chance at an angle of making a stop there. At least he gets brought down by Washington. That's going to set up 3rd and 2. Valentine is a heck of a player, but he's restricted by the limitations of Madden 2002. I'm sure even if he had 99 awareness, he probably still would have made the exact same play. Handoff to the right, just continuing to feed Staley, but I do not see the ball crossing the first down marker. I think Derek Smith cut him down short. That's what it looks like, how the ball is going to be placed. So, in the 4-3 defense here, we see Winborn up off the line of scrimmage, but this is why we put Spoto here in this position. Tight end and tackle, double teaming what is essentially our nose tackle with 93 strength, refusing to get pushed backwards, at least not in a meaningful way, as opposed to keeping someone like Engelberger or someone else in that position. He still gets driven off, and I think some of that has to do with being a rookie with low awareness. But as opposed to just getting pancaked, that's why we have him. I mean, he does get pancaked, but he doesn't just get blown up instantly. So, strength isn't everything, but it makes a difference, especially the physical push. David Akers would later play for the San Francisco 49ers and be a heck of a kicker for us. He's currently an Eagle, and the kick is indeed away. The 49ers have brought some good kickers into the franchise in the 2000s. I don't even remember the complete order of everyone who's been on the team, but I know David Akers and Phil Dawson have been with the team. Right? They've had multiple good kickers, and I do not know why. And it's disrespectful of me to forget. I just have such a brain fart. We've had Nedney, 49ers, kickers. The kick is away, by the way. Robbie Good as gold. Phil Dawson, Jeff Reed, David Akers. Like, we've had some good kickers over the years. Right? There was a period where it was pretty ugly, pretty bad. But then a series of years where we got some good ones. Yeah, that's right. So it doesn't say the order of when they played. But yeah, Robbie Good as gold, Phil Dawson, and David Akers in a row. 3 kickers in a row that have all been consistent and clutch for the franchise. So, with the game tied, with possession, back to throw, constantly feeding the tight ends. Both teams love throwing to the tight end. I can't really complain too much because I like throwing to the tight end as well. But where is the matchup? Troy Vincent versus J.J. Stokes. I want to see that get exploited a lot more. 3 minutes and a half, 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard pass. Weak eye, tight end right, fullback to the left. It is the fullback lead toss, and the Eagles are just able to blow that up. This is like the power toss. This is a good run by design. But they're just unable to get the pancake there, unable to get off of the block, just completely stuck behind their man, with Fred Beasley picking that up. Just don't juke. Just let him make the hit, get out here, and play around out there. But all the credit to the Eagles' defense there, letting it go for no yards, even a loss of 1, because I think we had 2nd and 4, brings up 3rd and 5. 2:30 in the half. You can't just go 3 and out here, 49ers. You got to get something. Back to pass, tossing it to the left, and just smacked. Speaking about throwing to J.J. Stokes, who drops the ball, who was in coverage there? It was 21. That was not Troy Vincent, I don't believe. That was Taylor. And he's just elbow in the back. Kabam! Just a punch, get that ball out. He said, we can't go 3 and out. The Eagles say, you want to bet? I believe you can go 3 and out. We're going to show you. James Thrash in the Pro Bowl. Back to receive this punt. 2:20 in the half. Score tied 3-3. Punt is away. Not the most hang time in the world, 3.5 seconds. It is a fair catch for the Eagles. Will the 49ers defense be able to hold out the Eagles offense for the remainder of the half? In what has been a tight battle both ways. 3-4 defense. Eagles have 3 wide receivers and a single back. McNabb counting it off. Takes the snap, hand off to the right. Cleaned up after a short gain by the safety. Good cleanup. 22 plays, 28 plays. A good balance both on the stat sheet and on the scoreboard. Well, for one thing, the 49ers have definitely shown that the previous game, I think, was a bit of an anomaly. The handoff weak side just blown up in the backfield. We're beyond the 2-minute warning. We're facing 3rd and 5. We're facing a hurry-up offense by the Eagles. It's going to be a pass with time, pressure, avoids a sack, but then gets pulled down by the second chance opportunity. Valentine with a second sack. Loss of 5 yards. We check this out here. Valentine on the field. That's interesting. I don't remember substituting him in. This could be with him starting and as that middle linebacker. Why is this weird alignment happening? I do not know. Oh, I know what's happening here. Because it's a hurry-up offense, because they stayed in the default 3-4 defense, that's what's going on. And so they've got Derek Smith at defense. This is what the game has chosen. It's chosen the second middle linebacker to be the defensive end. It's obviously got our other 3 defensive linemen, boom, 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 here. And then it's chosen what I assume to be the 2 outside linebackers, here, and then this to be our nickel corner. So they've audibled into a nickel defense and asked Derek Smith, of all people, to be a pass rusher. Wow, that is fascinating to see the choices they made. And Bryant Young is just fighting John Runyon, and that would be a heck of a battle in real life to see. And McNabb just shakes off Bryant Young, of all people, even with his hand almost around his neck. And then he finally gets brought down by Valentine. Timeout was called, I believe, by the 49ers as we look at a 4th and 10. What a wild adjustment the game made by going from a 3-4 defense into a nickel. We might adjust our 3-4 with that in mind. Valentine being the defensive end isn't a bad decision there. So switching the two middle linebackers, again, switching them back, so that in the future, Valentine will be the speedy pass rusher and Derek Smith can be the linebacker patrolling. Not sure what the 49ers hope to accomplish with such little time, but they do have a lot of weapons for Garcia to throw to. They've got twins to the left, I formation, throws to the left. Not sure if that was breaking up an interception or breaking up the completion. But J.J. Stokes, they are trying to work that matchup, but they're not working it against Troy Vincent. Second and 10, 1:34 to play. I think the San Francisco 49ers have 2 timeouts remaining. I believe they burnt the first one, so we get the ball back. Back to throw again, down the left side. This one's caught by Owens, and he could go all the way. 76 yards. Woo! That's what's up. Big time. What was the expression? Big time players make big time plays in big time games. That's not exactly the quote. It doesn't feel right, but that's close enough. Owens is such a weapon. He's such a threat to do this every game, multiple times a game. He's done it multiple times this season. He is a true weapon, both in real life and in Madden. The speed, the strength, the size. He has like everything you're looking for in a wide receiver. Absolutely fantastic play. And you've seen, if it just weren't for the attitude, right? They say it's unfair to call it an attitude, but we know what we're talking about. There's certain things that come with the situation. I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental of Owens. I know that he's got his difficulties from the stories that they've told of his life, and he is just a star player. Always a star. I want to look up Megatron. Calvin Johnson. Because I don't want to say something stupid, though I'm sure I'm going to say plenty of stupid things. I really feel that Terrell Owens is like the prototype that we then saw out of Calvin Johnson. It says Calvin Johnson was 1.96 meters. I don't know why it just wants to default to meters. Owens. And we find his height as McNabb throws out to the right. And they decide to continue to go to the fullback. McNabb to throw. Pressure from Derek Smith. Ball goes out to the right. It's not caught. .91 meters. Terrell Owens, 1.91 meters. And Calvin Johnson, 1.96. So Calvin Johnson even taller than T.O. But just that big frame body, super strong, clutch player, like the prototype. And then Calvin Megatron Johnson comes out with an even bigger guy, even faster, even more of a threat. Fantastic weapon. So, the Eagles are forced to punt. They're unable to respond by that big-time touchdown when they took over with 106. And suddenly, the Niners are going to have the ball again, up 10-3. Ball inside the 30-yard line. And we take a look. 2 timeouts and a minute to play, and Owens on the field. Can the 49ers double dip with this deep threat that they have in number 81? Do you have your popcorn ready? Ty Streets, I believe, in the slot. Garcia back to throw. Looking, stepping up in the pocket. Speaking of going down the field, this time it is Ty Streets with that leaping grab. Timeout 49ers. Talk about having something to prove. Playing with special conviction in this first half. Just inside a minute, ball past midfield, back to throw again, this time to the right, just off target. Forcing it to Clark. Not sure what they're doing there. It looked like someone was open on the right-hand side, but that's just because the defender is reacting to the ball. They still have Stokes one-on-one. I would be willing, just like they had throwing it to Owens, I would be willing to try Troy Vincent with J.J. Stokes.
Congratulations to the person seated in section 44, row 9, seat 13. You've won a dream date for two.
Second and 10 after a complete pass. Back to throw. Moving out to the right and just swatted away. Not a good intention there. 23 celebrating like he had anything to do with that play. Dropping back. Not sure. This is like a double move, and the accuracy is just crap-tastic, as there is open space to throw to, but one of the problems with the AI quarterbacks by Madden is they think every pass has to be a bullet and nothing can have some touch. The video game is like programmed to just smash that button and throw bullets. Three by one formation, two wide receivers and tight end to the right. Garrison Hurst in the backfield. Third down, clearly going to be throwing it in the time remaining. And it is a pass. Garcia, not only is he hit, he fumbles, and the 49ers won't even have the opportunity to punt it away after the sack. The Eagles are going to take over almost at midfield. What a fantastic defensive performance. You've got to give the Eagles credit there. After giving up a big touchdown to Owens, they come up with a huge takeaway with time dwindling. Weak eye, tight end right. McNabb back to throw. Gets it out to his tight end. He has been feeding his tight end. Both quarterbacks trying to feed their tight end. Lots of passes today. Clark unable to bring a lot in. However, the Eagles are able to make multiple connections. Three wide receivers, but I formation. No tight end this time. It's a pass, and the flag is thrown clearly for defensive pass interference. Interference by Dwayne Washington. I believe they're going to decline this penalty, but the clock is still going to stop as they're able to make the catch. They're in field goal range now, and they're threatening to tie this game up as we go into the half. Ball outside the red zone, but inside the 25. Looks like ace formation, single back. Sitting 48 across the formation, midway through, handed it off to Deuce Staley. And Washington, who had the penalty, comes in and cracks down and brings Staley down for a minimum of 2 yards at most. A maximum of 2 yards. 33 to play after a timeout. Near formation to the right, sending the wide receiver this time completely across the formation. Handoff on the counter, and Peterson blasts him for a loss. Even behind the original first down sticks, I think this is a loss of 3 or 4. It's a loss of 4. 3rd and 12. 30 seconds to go. One timeout in the Eagles' back pocket. Nickel defense for the 49ers. Sending wide receiver in the slot across the formation. Back to throw. Over the middle to the left. The middle left. Definitely, clearly swatted away. No chance there. David Akers is going to come out to cut this deficit down to 4 points from 7. Philly is going to get the ball in the second half. They're going to have a chance to double dip. They're going to have a chance to go and get that touchdown and take a 3-point lead as long as they can make this kick. It is good. Akers, a legend on his own. 6 plays, 24 yards, 44-yard field goal by Akers to finish it off. 23 seconds left in the half. You've got to be happy as the 49ers to have a 4-point lead at home. The stadium does not look 100% full. It looks like we still have like some empty seats at the top. Like the stadium looks completely full here. Is it full up there? Actually, it is. I guess the black shirts and the gray shirts that I see, I thought were empty seats up in the bleacher area. Some spots are dark, some spots are lit up for this night game. Can you imagine how Candlestick feels right now? And something that's disappointing is the 49ers would have the end zone painted red in real life for a home playoff game, but that is not a feature in Madden NFL 2002. The kick is away. Paul Smith to the 20, to the 22-yard line, 22 and a half. I hope you're enjoying this battle. I hope you're watching it all the way through. We got ourselves a true ball game here. I formation, tight end right. Moving the tight end across the formation to change the strength of the formation. Toss left. No, handoff left though. Ball up the middle. Doesn't get very much. Maybe a yard. 2 rushing yards by the Eagles. The 49ers defense has done a good job, but also so is the Phillies defense, holding us to only 35 yards rushing. This has been a passing performance today by both teams. And rightfully so. That takes us to the half. 10-6. So the kick is away. So the second half of this playoff game between the 49ers and the Eagles has just kicked off. The 49ers holding the 10-6 lead over the Philadelphia Eagles after halftime, but both teams have played tough so far. For the 49ers, they need to keep their offense going to score more points to put this game out of reach. The Eagles have a talented defense and have caused problems for the 49ers in the past, but with this explosive offense, the 49ers can't afford to let up. McNabb, under center, handing the ball off to the right. Deuce Staley breaking a tackle, fighting through almost a chokehold as 33 comes in Washington to clean up the play. On this other side of the ball, the Eagles need to find a way to get their offense going, and the kind of run like that is going to work. They've struggled to move the ball in the first half, but they're talented key players. They're still one play away from breaking out. This second half is shaping up to be a battle with both teams fighting tooth and nail to move to the next round of the playoffs. Who's going to come out on top? Let's find out. Passing formation, switching the strength of the offense. Staley getting the ball. That's exactly the kind of performance the Eagles need to bring out of this second half from the locker room. 2 runs to move the chains. Staley getting involved. It can't just be McNabb by himself. After all, it was said that the Eagles are just a great wide receiver away from being a Super Bowl team. Well, part of that means you actually got to hand the ball off, right? And you got to hand it off effectively. Back to throw to the right, and it's just not on target for Greg Lewis. Obviously rooting for the 49ers. This is a heck of a battle. Ball at the 30, 2nd and 10. Near to the right. Steps up in the pocket, launches it with accuracy to James Thrash. Great toe drag. What a way to move the chains. As a Niner fan, it's like, come on, get the stop. But as a football fan, this is the kind of production the Eagles needed. The kind of halftime adjustments Andy Reid is famous for. I formation, straight to the right, back to throw, toss to the right to the running back who breaks the first tackle and the second. It takes the third defender to bring Staley down. And he's like, this is what happens when you get me the ball. How much you want to bet when they went into halftime, the Deuce is like, did I suit up for no reason? Are you going to feed me? I'm a star in this league? No, he's not selfish. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't need to say it. He's not a selfish player. But yeah, feed the man the ball. Speaking of which, back to 22. Even though it's for only 2 yards, you gotta feed 22. You gotta keep the defense honest. You can't just ask 5 to do everything all game long. Let 22 get those body blows there, get the big runs. He got the great catch on that previous play. 2nd and 9. I thought he got 2, maybe 1.5. 8:15 in the quarter. I formation to the right. McNabb back to throw. They don't even have Staley in the game. Doesn't matter. The ball is completed. Is that going to be considered to the people's champ Freddie Mitchell for our first down? Yes, it will. Forward progress at the point of the catch. The people's champ moves the chains. Ball down to the 25-yard line. Well within field goal range to cut this lead to 1. The Eagles want to do more than just settle for a field goal. As they come out in an ace formation. They goes to the right. Handoff. Is that to Buckhalter? I'm not sure if 28 is Buckhalter or not. I know that later they would have Westbrook. Yep, that's Buckhalter. Another solid running back. Picks up 4 yards. Nice change of pace. I formation, tight end right. Back to throw. Looking to the left. Freddie, the people's champ Mitchell, gets the out route, gets the completion. Moves the chains again. Ahmad Plummer has not found an answer for Freddie Mitchell. Will the Eagles continue to work that matchup more than the 49ers forgot to work the matchup with J.J. Stokes? San Francisco in the 3-4 defense. Eagles, 3 wide receivers, but I formation, no tight end. Back to throw, this time to the right side. Swatted away, intended for James Thrash. Eagles fans themselves made fun of the names of their wide receivers. I remember seeing comments in forums and stuff even before the days of YouTube, them calling them Todd Stinkson, and James Trash. It's very insulting to those players, but I think Eagles fans themselves say like that they needed a wide receiver way back. But the wide receivers are doing their job. Going back to the ground on 2nd down, James Thrash, but because I've heard Eagles fans say it so much, I have to force myself to say Thrash. I have to force myself to say Todd Pinkston, because I keep hearing the insult version more often than I heard the real name. 3 wide receivers, 2 by 1. Back to throw. McNabb on this 3rd down. Scrambling under pressure. Engelberger with the sack. 12th in his career, though I don't know if they're really counting the postseason. I mean, you're not supposed to count the postseason, but it's Madden 2002, so you never know. 2nd and 14. This is our nickel defense. 2 D tackles and our true defensive ends out there doing their thing. So we see Engelberger here missing on the first play against John Runyon, on the first maneuver against John Runyon. Second time is able to swim around. And Runyon is like, seriously, McNabb, like, how long do you want me to block for you and how wide do you want me to shove this guy? How much of a pocket do you want me to have? As the inside pressure continues to get there. Throwing defenders around. Fisk and Bryant Young, not with the stats, but with the pressure that allows Engelberger to finish it up. Both defensive tackles doing their job, holding the Eagles to a field goal to maintain the lead. Akers is going to line up for his third attempt of the game. The 49ers offense has got to do something when they get the ball for the first time in the second half. They've got to at least match these 3 points to re-extend the lead back to 7, if not putting up points of their own. Or I'm sorry, not to 7, back to 4, because the Eagles have just cut it with back-to-back field goals. I misspoke. 10-9. What a battle. Not the 41-point drumming the Eagles gave us before by any stretch of the imagination. They didn't beat us by 41, but putting it on the board. 41-27. Of course, it's not like our offense is producing nearly 4 touchdowns either. 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Paul Smith will take the knee. It will be a touchback. With the ball on the 20, because that's where the ball used to be placed on the touchback before it got moved up to the 25. I formation tight end right. We've seen this formation a lot today from both teams. Garcia going to throw quickly out to the right, working that matchup, and Stokes cannot hang on to the ball. That was your chance. That was the matchup they wanted. JJ, catch it. Second and 10, 5:33 in the quarter. Up by 1. Ace formation, handing it off. Play action, tossing to the left side. That is a catch, and then the ball is ripped away from Owens. What a fantastic play by the defender. What a great call. What a great throw. And the defender just separates the ball from Owens' grasp. 3rd and 10 passing situation. Eagles going to be pass rushing to the best of their ability as Garcia gets the good completion out to Stokes. Moves the chains. Do not give up on your receivers. They can make things happen. Taylor, it looks like, with a good shoestring tackle to prevent what could have been a breakaway play if Stokes showed a little more strength. Ripping out of that arm tackle. That hand tackle. A great job focusing and hanging on to that catch. The 49ers went with 3 passes in a row. Now in a far formation, tight end right by halfback left. It is a pass. It is a back foot toss. Like no gain, even a potential loss out to the tight end. We can see the breakdown of time of possession and total plays. The Eagles have 42 to the 49ers 38. Small gain, if any, on that pass to Clark. 2nd and 9. I formation, tight end right. Looks like 2 receivers to the left. What are the 49ers going to call? Back to throw again. Down the left side. Think to Stokes. Exactly the kind of matchup we're looking for. But this is another situation where I do not like I formation passes, and I do not like the accuracy there. Look at Owens in the slot, just getting past the safety here. Brian Dawkins, like video game Brian Dawkins, not getting the respect the real life man deserves. And I say that because this is like a touchdown. Just gets past the hips without any recognition. Just launch it up to 81. There's an entire pocket of defenders and no way of stopping him. But instead, they throw it to Stokes. Again, I like getting the ball to him, but the accuracy just isn't there. 93 accuracy with 20 out of 20 on the slider is not good enough, apparently. Not good enough. 3rd and 9, another passing situation, just abandoning the run in this possession. Looking to throw and just gets sacked with nowhere to go. The pressure by the Eagles defense up front. Another situation where Corey Simon, just like the 49ers defensive tackles, is the one applying the true pressure, getting off the block and forcing Garcia to move right there and into the defensive end's hands. And just what kind of call is this, by the way? We've got 3, 4, 5, so we have a small blitz. Lots of pressure, and you see it looks like some kind of scissors combination here. And despite the scissors combo, unable to make the throw here. And that's because he's on the move, unable to see it. Not sure where he's looking. And the Niners are going to have to punt on their first possession of the second half. Not good enough. Not good enough at all. You're not going to beat the Eagles playing like this. A team which has been finding its way into field goal range drive after drive. Alright, I'm back from my little break, coughing and everything. I'm still getting over my cold. Ace formation versus the 49ers 3-4 base defense. Calling out blocks and defensive coverages. Ball is complete. Freddie Mitchell is working Ahmad Plummer. Absolutely working him over. Completion after completion to Mitchell. Eagles breaking the huddle after that solid completion. 1st and 10. 3:19 and counting left in the quarter. Split backs, tight into the right. Another pass. McNabb just like trying to throw an interception to Jamie Winborn. I don't know who he's throwing to. It's the closest receiver. It's not like that ball would have gotten to his intended target if Winborn wasn't there at all. It was just been out of bounds of the sideline. It's like he wanted to throw a pick six, like someone paid him to do it or something. What that play was. Second and 10, near to the right. Are they going to feed 22? Not so much. Throw to the left. Over the kind of middle. Freddie Mitchell trying to one-hand it on the dig. Unable to come up with it. And the computer just does not like running the football. The 49ers just went pass, 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 pass. That previous drive. And the Eagles haven't handed it off once yet either. As they face 3rd and 10, they still will not be handing it off here. McNabb under center, a 2x2 with 2 receivers to the left, tight end to the right, throwing to the right, throwing to the tight end. Winborn able to break this one up, intended for Chad Lewis. All the credit to the 49ers defense there, playing the Eagles as tough as you could possibly ask them to do so. Especially after they just got thumped in their previous meeting. 4th and 10, ball being kicked from their 30-yard line. Fair catch is called and caught at around the 11 or 12-yard line by the rookie wide receiver Garcia. No relation to the quarterback. '49ers have 89 yards to go to get in the end zone. near formation to the right, changing the strength of the formation now into far left. Back to throw with time, gets it out, and another confusing route combination, play design by this video game. You're asking the wide receiver to run a route in the same area as the running back, and they just kind of collide. This is like, you understand the swing route to the flats, but you've just got a route combination that puts two receiving threats into the same part of the field, and I do not know what the thought process of that is at all. With 2nd and 10, are we going to see a run? Straight eye, toss to the right, finally a run, a toss to the right, past the first down marker, Kevin Barlow fighting. That's going to be one of his broken tackles. Sometimes when you see like the high broken tackle rate and you're like, oh, that's such a high rate, it's just every time they bump and don't make a tackle, the game counts that as a broken tackle. Fantastic run. We should continue to grind this ball out with the lead. Rest our defense. I formation to the right again. Can you please run it again? Something good, something creative. Milk the clock. It's a throw. It's a throw to the right. It's a nice completion to Stokes. Hey, I'm happy to see a completion. No complaints about getting the ball to Stokes and working that matchup against Troy Benson. I would like to see the ball handed off creatively and really rest the defense. Vincent just does not have an answer for Stokes in this matchup. And that's essentially going to get the ball as close to midfield as possible on the 49 for the 49ers. Ace formation, handoff here? No, it's a pass. Deep right side. I like working Stokes there, but these deep balls, well, at least we tried it. I asked them to try it, and they did. I got what I asked for. There's the lob, the inaccurate lob. And Stokes not really properly looking for the ball, but also without a chance to get it either with that placement. Well, as we're going to be facing a 2nd down, we've got to be willing to run the ball and move the clock. Fine, take the shot. Like taking the shot. Run the ball. Play action and take a sack. That is not the decision. Play action to lose yards. Just run the ball. On that situation, you can't run it now. Now you've lost yards. Lost like 7 or more. 9 yards lost on that sack. Nasty sack. Great job by the Eagles not buying the handoff, but terrible play calling decision. Once they got the ball to midfield, even the first down is fine, but play action and then that pass. I know you're not going to get the first down on that play. But what are you doing? At least make this catch. Throw the out. Get the block. Catch it. Try to go down the sideline. What are you doing? This is why we do computer versus computer, because as a user you can just gut the defense for the AI. 101 punts this season. That's terrible. And the Eagles remain in this game. Down by 1, with the ball, and plenty of time. The 49ers defense can't hold forever. You've got to be able to take advantage of the opportunities when they come. Eagles in the near right formation, 49ers 3-4 defense. That defensive line giving them everything. And Derek Smith swats it away. At least the Eagles are trying to feed Staley there. You got to appreciate that decision. Great job by Derek Smith to swat it away. Second down, if you're Philly, I'd hand it off. Come with a good handoff play. Strong eye right, 49ers in the base defense. Calling the wide receiver to come across the formation. It's a pass, getting pressure on the left-hand side. The ball sails, roughing the passer really. I mean, we could all see it coming with the free rusher. But even as the camera moved off screen, you just knew he made the hit. I mean, the Zebras are not against us here. That's just the play is the play, right? Like, you knew it was coming. They love calling this play with having the Mike and Sam blitz. And just when they throw deep, they cannot connect. Garcia. No one, really. Kurt Warner, I was just trying to think of many guys that they struggle to connect on those deep passes. But you give them 15 yards and a free set of downs. Now they hand it off. They plow over the Niners, and they're breaking tackles as they're getting the ball almost to midfield. Valentine laying on his back. Deuce Staley just running through players. Double team here to seal the defensive end. Clark taking care of his position here. The double team then goes up to the second level, takes out Valentine. Running just blasters him. Running right through Laird Schulters. Running right through Peterson. And finally getting dropped. If you're the Eagles, this is why they're the better team on paper. They're just able to outlast the 49ers, outproduce. As I say, the team with the fewest mistakes, Winborn with a huge mistake. 49 plays to 44 plays. Back to throw with pressure. He gets the ball away and they can't tackle Greg Lewis, the tight end, after he makes the catch. This is where the 49ers defense just starts to break down. Can they at least hold them to a field goal? Ball getting close to the red zone, and we're going to go to the fourth quarter, 10-9. And you can feel the Niners defense breaking. But are they broken? Or is it going to be bend but don't break? Base 3-4. Eagles I formation, tight end right. Handing it off to Staley. Gets met just at the line of scrimmage. Probably a gain of 1. Schulters cleans it up after he got his clock cleaned himself just a few plays prior. Ball now officially inside the red zone. 10:37 in the entire game to play. 2nd and 8. Handoff to the right. Staley working his gaps. Brought down after a sizable gain. A good chunk. Sets up 3rd and 3. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4, I think. Maybe a long 3. 3rd and 4. 10-12 and counting. Ace formation, single back, Staley back there, but it's a pass. McNabb throwing to his tight end and completing yet again to move the chains again. Greg Lewis has been absolutely clutch in this game. Winborn has just not had an opportunity to make big plays today. Winborn has definitely progressed after his first season, but he's just outclassed out there. Ball at essentially the 5-yard line. The Niners defense really has to step up and not allow a touchdown here. Eye right, it's a pass quickly to the left, but it's just not accurate enough for Freddie Mitchell, the people's champ, to come up with the slant and the score. Mitchell doing a great job against Plummer for most of the game. Greg Lewis right there also doing well. Second and goal from the 5. 9:38 to play. Ace formation versus the 49ers goal line. They're sending their man to the right, and it looks like this is going to be a run to the right. This is going to be pretty nasty if it is a pitch, and it is that exact pitch, and it is as nasty as it looks, because this game struggles for lateral pursuit, and the pitches are not always guaranteed, but they're almost money plays. And even with Valentine back there, just not able to chase the runner down. He has the leverage. He's in position. He wants to run it down, but he like stutters right here. A weird stutter, and then a bad angle instead of going up and around to meet the runner. He finds himself trailing. Again, most of that is blamed on the way this game is programmed. Hey, good job, Eagles. And now going for 2. As they were trailing by 1. They're up by 5. Going for the extra point 6 won't make a difference. They want to be up by 2 to make it a 1-touchdown game. It's a throw. And it's caught. Is it in bounds? I do not see any notification that it was made. They're saying no. They're saying out of bounds. Caught? 1 foot, second foot. They're saying they are not counting. They're not counting this left foot as down. They're saying at the point of the catch, that's 1 foot down, second foot out of bounds, no toe drag. Not complete. Nice shot of that 25-yard line, EA Sports. Great job there. Great camera work. 5-point deficit. The 49ers offense has been non-existent outside of a great throw to Owens and that first drive. It's just been all Eagles defense the rest of the game. And I blame a lot of it on the unwillingness to run the dang football. Garcia with a good return. 44 plays, 1 less yard total offense. I mean, is it what I said fair? I mean, they've produced 1 less yard on 11 fewer plays, so I guess they've been out producing the Eagles offense, but a lot of that was just the big throw to Owens. A lot of it was the big throw to Owens. Down by 5, 9:27 to play. Tight end to the right, single back. Garcia throwing again. This time out to Clark, and this time it is a catch. He's able to bust the tackle and take his forward momentum to gain a little bit extra. I think that's going to be about 7, if not 8. Are they going to mark this 2 yards or 3 yards shy? It looks like 3 yards shy of the first down. 2nd and 7. Can you please come up with good creative runs? Feed Kevin Barlow the football like that. There you go. That's what we need. Down the sideline. Not a broken tackle. But don't be afraid to give him the ball. He's got 80 yards on 10 carries. Feed 32 the football. Come on. 10 carries in an entire football game. 10 carries. That's it. You can count them on both hands. Back to throw, because of course he's back to throw. This one is just more EA's animation for catching the football. It's really wonky. His body is this way. It kind of does this weird turn and just slaps him in the hands. Can you run the football in 2nd down? Can you give us a good creative run? A pitch, a counter, a power, something. 2nd and 10. Changing his strength of formation. Don't just hand it off to the fullback, please. Back to throw. Just to get swatted away like nothing. And that's going to make an obvious passing situation. Pass, pass, pass. I hope we can complete it, but I am not a fan of this offensive play calling. We have some games where they give Barlow the ball 30 plus times. Now we've given it him 10 times. Back to throw because obviously they have to. It's a good completion. It's to Stokes, who breaks 2 tackles and almost scores the touchdown. Wow. Wow. Maximum effort football on this play. Broken tackle. Wants the end zone badly, not facing off against B. Doc. By the way, you know, where is Brian Dawkins today? Does he even play football for this team anymore? I mean, just non-existent all day. The man is a legend in real life, but non-factor in today's game. That's probably why they're going to that side of the field there. It's like, Dawkins, not there? Okay, then who are you going to have to tackle my wide receiver? Can we please run the football in the end zone? Can we please hand it off and not just go pass, pass, pass from the 1? The Eagles were able to get into the end zone. Play action pass, not a terrible decision, but this one swatted away. Second down, you have an opportunity to try to run it in. What are you going to call on second and goal from the 1-yard line? Down by 5. Both teams have number 5 at quarterback. Great camera angle for second and goal. I formation right. We're going to see the trenches as soon as he snaps the ball. It looks like a run to the right. It looks like it's picked up, and it is a touchdown. Deuce Staley and now Kevin Barlow exchange touchdowns for their respective teams. That is great. Going for 2, just like the Eagles, the 49ers are now up by 1 with a chance to extend it by 3, a field goal. Hoping the defense can only give up a field goal to tie it instead of to lose it. The handoff. Barlow breaks a tackle but is unable to finish in the end zone for the 2-point play. And we're back to 1. What was 10-9 is now 16-15. Both teams fail their 2-point attempts, and you can't blame them for going for them. However, if the Eagles had made it, we would be looking at 16-16, but the Niners would have kicked the extra point anyway, so yeah, you can't blame either team, not even in hindsight, for the decisions they made. If you're just tuning in, if you've skipped ahead in this video, it is 16-15. Eagles taking over. Ball in the 20 after the touchback. 49ers in this hosting this playoff game. 7:39 left in the 4th. Weak eye, tight end right, fullback left, false start by number 72. We've got a cha-cha.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
And good old EA camera work. That's right. We want to see the neck of the coach. We don't want to see their actual face. You can't zoom out a little bit, show us a little bit more image. You've got to zoom in on that neck. 1st and 15 after at the cha-cha. Changing the strength of the offense, moving McNabb. Is he going to get the snap properly? Of course he is, because the game just automatically puts it in his hand. And Deuce Staley will pick up almost all the yards needed, almost 14 on that pitch. 19 carries, 2.5 yards, but he gets the carries he needs when his team needs it the most. That is where the yards per carry are deceptive. He's had some hits in the backfield, but he's also scored a key touchdown and picked up good yards. 2nd and 1 despite the cha-cha on 1st down. Pitch to the right, but speaking about getting blown up on other plays, that's why Staley's at 2.5 yards per carry. He can have a 14-yard carry, and he can have a loss of 1 or a loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and short. 3rd and 3, because I think that was a loss of 2. Yes, a loss of 2 after a 14-yard gain. Single back. Ace formation. And there the 49ers say, okay, we know you should feed 22. That's a great celebration by Lance Schulters. I don't recall ever seeing that animation in my entire life of playing that in 2002. If I have seen it, I must have ignored it or I wasn't looking at the screen or something. That was a pretty cool animation. 4th and 5, plenty of time still to play. Eagles are going to punt it away. 49ers have an opportunity to extend this lead. When they needed a score the most, they got it. Do they have a 4-minute offense in them? I know there's more than 4 to play, but can you please give it to Kevin Barlow? 6-12, single back, sending the receiver in motion. Please hand it off and milk the clock. It is a handoff, and it is going to gain 4-ish yards. That's what you want. 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards is 12 and a first down. If you get 4 per carry, they can't stop you. Keep going. Keep pounding. Keep grinding. I know the Panthers like that keep pounding thing, though. They don't get to trademark that. That's a long-standing expression. 3 wide receivers, I formation. Run the ball, please. Just run the ball. Just please run the ball. Please run the ball. Just run the ball. Just run it. Don't pass it. There you go. Good handoff. Barlow taking it to 3rd and 1. Run it again. Grind it again. Feed it. You have the lead. It's the 4th quarter. This is playoff winning football. Go out there, give a creative call. Do not get slammed in the backfield. Use the strength of these offensive linemen that I drafted along with whoever's on the team. We've got the trenches right here. Just outside 5 minutes and counting. Wide receiver in motion. Run it to the right. Play action. Please catch it. It is caught by Stokes. Very interesting decision. I mean, of course I like it even more when it works, but 3rd and 1 to call the play action when you know that they should be trying to run it, that's a gutsy call that pays off, moves the chains, and keeps the clock running. Gutsy decision. Because if that's incomplete, you stop the clock and you punt. Gutsy call. Another play action, this one the deep shot, those almost never are caught, but this one is Stokes with a huge catch to get the ball to the red zone. Back-to-back clutch catches. 3 clutch catches in a row when we go back to the previous drive. He had that play-action catch. This one-handed deal here to also break the tackle and be brought down. JJ not with a fantastic year, but having a fantastic game. What a decision, back-to-back play action when you know the 49ers should be running it. Goal line. They're coming out in goal line. As we now get to 4 minutes and the official meaning of the 4-minute offense. Just a regular pass, and it's not caught by Owens for what could have been the walk-in touchdown. Misses the walk-in touchdown. Wow. What a chance there. No safeties. That close from being the walk-in score. The Eagles not forced to pay the price on going goal line from the 20-yard line. Those are Garcia's season stats. I like to see the interceptions are so low, only 4, but only 20 touchdowns as well. Single back. Garrison Hurst in the backfield. Are they going to run this ball? They better. They do. The veteran picks up around 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Let the clock run. They might call a pass here. They might try the pass. Though I'm not against the idea of handing it off, milking the clock, kicking the field goal, and forcing the Eagles into a touchdown scenario. Letting your defense play hard. It was a 4-yard pickup, 3:30 and counting. Letting the clock expire. Number 12, it is a pass, not a run. It's a pass to the right-hand side. It's swatted away. The clock is not moving. It is intended for the rookie, number 87, Garcia to Garcia. It does not work, which conserves time, and we're still stuck with the field goal. Only this time, we don't have the clock moving. We don't have pressure. That's why you should have run it on 3rd and 6. Sure, a completed catch would have looked really smart, but risk reward. The kick is good. The 1-point lead becomes a 4-point lead. 8 plays, just under 3 minutes milked off the clock. 19-15. The Eagles may have 2 different opportunities with the football, but this might also equally be their last opportunity with the football. The 49ers defense has played incredibly hard so far. Do they have at least one more stand left in them? Do the Eagles and Andy Reid have one more series left in them to come back and advance to the second round of the playoffs? This game is living up to its hype. If you're just joining us, as you can see on the score bug, 19-15, 3:09 to play. Bar formation, tight end right. McNabb under center, 49ers in the 3-4 defense. McNabb back to throw, rolling to the right, pump action fake. Makes the completion to James Thrash on the right-hand side. For those just joining us, Trash was the nickname Eagles fans booed and gave him. I heard it even more than his real name, James Thrash. So natural just to say it. 2nd and 5, 3:05, and counting play action. McNabb over the middle. And he's been hitting his tight end, Greg Lewis, all game long. He continues to hit Lewis over the middle to move the chains. Ball close to the 40-yard line. 4-point game, 2:40 to play. Eagles have the time, but they have this drive to do it. A toss to the right, intended for James Thrash. Incomplete. That's going to bring up a 2nd down. What does the 49ers defense have to answer what the Eagles are bringing? 4-3 defense by the 49ers. Valentine is not on the field as a 4-3 defense. Tight end in motion, but not really. Kind of resets. Play action fake. Throw over the right-hand side is incomplete. Ball in the dirt. McNabb is facing a 3rd and 10. Down by 4. Ball close to midfield, but not quite there. He's got to get 10 yards. He's got to get to midfield. 2:31 left to play. Single back, no tight ends. The Niners putting pressure. McNabb over the middle, wide open, uncontested. Moving the chains with relative ease to Deuce Staley. They let Staley slip through the line, uncontested, not enough pressure. Not sure what the defensive play call there is, and even if we knew what the actual call was, who cares? What is the thought process of letting possibly their best offensive weapon for McNabb free like that? Speaking of which, feeding Staley, he only gets about 3. But with a game this tight, keep the offense guessing. Do not just put it in the hands of McNabb. Let Staley grind out some yards and keep the defense honest, not just playing pass defense. Work those defensive linemen. 3-4 defense for the Niners. I formation, McNabb to throw. Looking, steps up in the pocket, gets it out to the left, but it's not going to be complete for Freddie Mitchell. Freddie Mitchell has been having a very good game. If you're just joining us, he's had a very good game against Ahmad Plummer. But not there, not that time. This is a crucial ball game situation here. 3rd and 7, down by 4. 1:57 left to play. Strong eye to the right. Back to throw is McNabb. Throwing to the right. He's got the completion again, this time to James Thrash, and he's going to go all the way for the score. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's what I get for using the fan bad nickname for him, with what it might very well be the game-winning touchdown to James Thrash. Let's retire that bad nickname after this clutch performance. What is Washington doing? Is he trying to give a high five to his teammate? Because he certainly wasn't swatting that pass away. The Eagles, who were down by 4, go up by 2 here. The extra point will take a 3-point lead. The Niners will need a field goal just to tie this game. And the pressure is on San Francisco to not choke away a home playoff game. What a battle. Eight plays, 74 yards. That 39-yard touchdown. McNabb to Thrash. Wide receiver Garcia is averaging just under 19 yards per return. I'm yawning tired. Especially with my medicine. Nighttime formula. The pressure is on. The heat is on in this night game. Paul Smith will take the touchback. San Francisco only needs a field goal to tie. A touchdown would be welcome, but we need to generate some offense one play at a time. Do not be afraid to hand the ball off and have a mixed attack. The Eagles are in a goal line defense against a passing formation. This could be really bad for them if Garcia can make a complete throw. Back to throw, back foot, launching it up the left-hand side, and he cannot make an accurate throw to Stokes. Goal line defense, back foot throwing. No pressure. Just set your foot and toss it accurately there, please. 2nd and 10. It's like coming out in that goal line. It's like buying a free play. Eagles in the 4-3. Garcia to throw again. Under pressure. Intercepted. And I asked where Brian Dawkins was all game today. Looks like he decided to show up when his defensive line hits the quarterback. That should mop this game up. Dawkins with one play all game, and it's the one to seal it. Dawkins, no tackles, no sacks, nothing. Just the clutch pick when it mattered most. Garcia hit. And now McNabb and the Eagles are just going to mop this game up with a 3-point lead. Hand off to the fullback. Force San Francisco to call their timeouts. What a brutal finish. It's going to essentially take a miracle at the stick to come out of this one. The defense has got to force a turnover of their own. They've got to strip the ball. They've got to stop the Eagles from moving the chains. It's a handoff up the gut, and Staley gets more yards. Another timeout. This is going to be 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4. What a finish to this game. Not what the Niners and the Niners fans wanted. 3rd and 3. Ace formation. Handoff for a loss. But they're not calling a timeout. Do the Niners even have one? They do. What are they thinking? Call the timeout. Don't let them milk this clock. Give your offense an opportunity. Terrible clock management by the computer. They'll probably call the timeout at 1 minute, which is just going to extra blow this chance. Because they could have called it earlier. 3, 2, 1. No, they're not going to call the timeout at all. They're going to let it milk all the way down. They want the back pocket timeout. This punt is not a coffin corner. The 49ers have weapons. They've got the ball in the 9. They only need a field goal. They don't need to punch it in. They just need a field goal to go to overtime. They have Owens. Stokes has had a good game. What have they got? Garcia to throw. Has time. Has concentration. Has Stokes. Move the chains. Worth a replay. Down by 3. Took the shot. Working Troy Vincent, who's not had an answer for Stokes. The only thing holding Stokes back really has been Garcia's off passes. Are they going to spike it? They are. 37 seconds left with 1 timeout. McNabb is player of the game. With McNabb player of the game, can Garcia make the game regret that honor? Second and 10 after stopping the clock. I formation. I do not know why they want to throw out an I formation. Throw out to the right. For Beasley. They don't even get out of bounds. What are you doing? This is classic, terrible Madden. Are you going to spike it too and go to 4th down? What are you doing? 20 seconds left. Tossing to the right. Got the first down. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Time for 1 play. You've got 1 shot to get you in field goal range. And really, with the time remaining, this has got to be a Hail Mary. Because 4 seconds, that's how long it takes to run a play. You won't have time to throw it, catch it, and call a timeout. This is it. This is how we end. A terrible, terrible play calling. There it is. 1 second left. They get another chance. Just a chance. At this point, you're hoping for a defensive pass interference. You're hoping for a breakaway touchdown. Just trying to put the ball in the hands of Owens. Something Stokes free against Troy Vincent. Back to throw. And it's picked again. Speaking about Troy Vincent, had no answer all day. And Garcia with a 2nd interception. 3 turnovers on the game. Congratulations, Eagles. They're the better team. They come away with the victory. A lot closer and more intense than we ever anticipated based on the previous matchup. Garcia, 334 yards passing, 2 interceptions, 50 attempts, 38% completion. That is with the 20 out of 20 computer passing. It's atrocious. 42 attempts by Donovan McNabb. Absolutely atrocious. The whole thing is atrocious. Oh, what a just disheartening, gut-wrenching loss. I don't even care about the stats. Just 13 rushing attempts. 13 rushing attempts to 50 pass attempts. What do I do as a user managing this game? What do I even do? Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this 2-hour battle. It was much closer than a game, but just heart ripped out of my chest. A full season to lose like that. I've been Paul Gaither. You've been fantastic. And I'll see you for the rest of the playoffs.